The Nintendo Switch has seen some open world RPGs, but has it seen its fair share? Is it possible that the hardware limitations of the Nintendo Switch deter developers from bringing these massive titles onto the Switch? Or could it be the genre as a whole is being phased out or being modified into something completely different? Let's discuss the state of open world RPGs on the Nintendo Switch. Even though open world RPGs can be a bit aimless, they are still one of my favorite subgenres of RPGs. I've spent so much time exploring everywhere from the tops of mountains to the depths of caves, or even trying to get into every locked building and even taking turns into tons of dead ends. Ever since Elder Scrolls Oblivion and Fallout 3, I never seem to have enough of the open world genre. But first, let's set some boundaries by defining what I think an open world game is. Open world games literally give you the entire game map right at the very beginning, or at least the majority of the game. There's usually minimal item gating and 0 load screens across the entire map. The entire game world is at your traversal, but it's not to say there aren't higher level enemies in certain areas to deter your travels. However, in my opinion, it is also possible to have a gated map or map closure until the complete map is available to us. I understand that the Switch isn't a graphical powerhouse, but to say it can't run open world games would be an understatement when you have games like The Witcher 3 and, dare I say, Breath of the Wild. I know that these types of games take a very long time to develop, and time is money. This is probably the reason why the Nintendo Switch continues to receive mostly ports in this genre. The outlook for open world RPGs is bleak, not only on the Nintendo Switch, but on many platforms. Let's take a look at what the Switch has to offer for open world RPGs, and let's see if you begin to notice a trend. We have games like Elder Scrolls Skyrim, the Borderlands series, Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning, Dragon's Dogma: Dark Arisen, The Witcher 3, Immortals: Phoenix Rising, and for the sake of this argument, Breath of the Wild. Now, there are definitely more I didn't call out, and that's because they're probably borderline open world RPGs. Now, here's the trend. Major publisher after major publisher, port after port, and 10-year-old titles make me feel like the open world RPG genre is a thing of the past. For those of you that know me, you might be asking yourself, what about your most favorite game and the best RPG ever, Divinity: Original Sin 2? Do you consider that an open world RPG? Short answer, no I don't, not really. Long answer, I kinda do. When I say open world games are being changed into something else, this is what I'm really talking about. Divinity: Original Sin 2 is segmented into a few different acts. And in these acts, there are large map areas you are free to explore. There are no loading screens when you get to these bigger map areas, but you are free to roam anywhere you'd like. There are other games that do this as well. For example, games like Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and 2, The Outer Worlds, and Ashen are all games that are taking advantage of making smaller scale maps seem much larger. Perhaps this is the new open world concept and what we have to look forward to. The future of this subgenre is abysmal. We will promise Genshin Impact, and that's all for the open world RPG outlook. I'd love to see games like Shadow of Mordor and Dragon Age Inquisition, or even Dragon Age Origins. Heck, I'd take some older Bethesda titles like Elder Scrolls Oblivion, or maybe we can even see Biomutant make its way onto the Nintendo Switch. Needless to say, we need a lot of work in this department, and I will champion this movement forever. What did you think of this video? Please leave a comment and let me know your thoughts on the topic. Also, let me know if you'd like to see more videos like this. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe for everything RPG on the Nintendo Switch.